It's just before 2 a.m. on September 13th, 2023, when Officer Alex Reich gets a call from dispatch to do a wellness check at the home of Norma Carricker. Her son, Neil Howard, has just called 911 and said that he went to check on his mother after she had come back from a date, and she was not responding.
What's up?
I hear the dog whining from the basement. Mom tells me she screws up the kitchen that she's got a date on the way.
Okay.
And she works like 3 jobs. This is the way I was raised. So I spruce up the kitchen, take all the laundry off the kitchen table, throw it in the laundry room. I don't want to see nothing. I guess it's that date on the computer or on the tenders or whatever. I don't know. I'm afraid to go in that room. I hear the dog whining in that room.
So you live here, sir?
I live in the basement, man. I had open heart surgery a year and a half ago.
Okay. So what is your...
I'm about to move out this weekend. Okay. Everything went silent. I hear the guy go out the back door.
Okay. Is your mom okay?
I'm scared to open the door.
Okay. Where's your...
I hear the dog whining behind the door. Everything just went shut up, and she goes, she turns the country music on real loud so I can't hear.
Oh, she did that?
My mom does it every day. Blast it. Some old sorrow country music.
Okay.
She misses her husband or whatever, but she's bringing guys into the house.
Yeah. So unfortunately, she can't do that.
Yeah, she had a 5-year thing to where she wasn't allowed to do it. When that 5 years is up, she started doing it.
Well, she's allowed to have... What I'm trying to convey to you is she's allowed to have people in the house because it's her house. Right. We can certainly check on her, though, and make sure she's okay if you live there.
Please.
Certainly.
The man, 46-year-old Neil Howard, is distraught and intoxicated. He has been living in the basement of the home for the past few months while recovering from heart surgery, and now it's becoming quickly obvious that something tragic has happened. Join us as we delve into the mysterious death of Norma Carricker.
Back door, the sliding door open, and she goes, "You ain't gotta go, you ain't gotta leave."
So you heard her?
I heard her.
So she's okay?
That's the last I heard of her.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, how about this? How about you go see if you can get her to come out here before we go inside?
Wiener.
Troy 194. Go ahead. We made contact with a son who is extremely intoxicated. He lives in the basement. He's going to try to get his mother to come outside right now. We are secure. What's up, dude?
You go.
Why do I have to go?
I'm telling you, she ain't gonna get up.
Okay, but you can hear her?
She's not a word. I pushed her a couple times. She's bleeding out the mouth.
She's what?
Bleeding out the mouth. Man. All right,
Police department. Police department.
Do what?
That's how it's sleep.
Ma'am.
Take a seat.
Ma'am. Police department. Police department.
You said she's got blood coming out of her mouth?
I said, shit, you not.
Hey, pop him, detain him. Where did that guy go?
Stand around.
He went out the back door.
For right now, that's your van to take.
146, can you roll out here?
You fucking kidding me?
Listen, you're just being a table.
Have female bleeding out the face. Not conscious. Not breathing. Ma'am. Ma'am.
Yeah, for Troy, roll you, man.
Ma'am. Ma'am. Ma'am!
Copy, female, not conscious, not breathing.
Oh, fuck. Start me some other units, please. She said a male went out the back. She appears to be choking. Somebody strangled her. I'll be starting CPR.
I'll put him in my car and go away. Walk me.
As the patrolman continues to perform CPR on the woman, other officers and emergency personnel arrive on the scene as Neil is taken to a patrol vehicle for safekeeping. The perimeter around the house is quickly secured. Outside, other patrolmen congregate with Officer Reich to get their bearings on what has happened.
Fuck. .194 to 146. You might want to get a canine track started. He said somebody ran out the back door. He's intoxicated. It looks like somebody wrapped a bungee cord around her neck.
Okay, where was dude at when you got here?
He was outside. We contacted him. Just a towel.
146, 192. Do you want to see if anybody's got a dog on him, just in case there is an additional person?
Affirmative, Troy, can you contact any agency that has a canine on for a possible track?
So we rolled up here. He's outside. He's intoxicated. He said that his mom is over here having sex with somebody, right?
Right.
And so me and Zach asked him to go get her and bring her out here.
So he was standing outside.
And he says she's currently talking to him. He's like, well, she keeps turning up the music. He's like, some guy just ran out the back door, and she keeps saying, no, you don't have to go. So we initially thought she's in there.
Sees this guy.
No, he just said he heard the back door open.
So
Here's the thing.
Oh, so he was at the front?
No, you walked out, met us in the driveway.
Okay.
Showed up super intoxicated. Started explaining how his mom would invite random men over to have with them, and they would leave off of Tinder.
Okay.
So then he was like, hey man, do you live here? Yeah. He goes, I heard the back door open and close. And then he goes, she turned the country music up way loud.
Okay.
He said, I knocked on the door. She said, no, you don't have to leave. And that's the last he heard from her, like earlier in the night.
And what's the, okay.
So when we showed up, he asked us to go inside. Alex asked him, you go see if you can get her to come talk to us. Because he was making it seem like she was fine, just didn't want to talk to her.
he was trying to make it seem like she's in there banging somebody.
He comes outside and says, she's in there laying down, she's bleeding from the mouth. So we went in. I tell him to sit down because he's starting to get agitated. He's like, why are you guys coming at me like that? He realizes, obviously, something has happened to her, whether she's been choked or strangled or what, but she's bleeding.
She had a bungee cord wrapped around her neck.
He's detained in my car.
So this may be your guy.
Maybe.
Okay.
But on the off chance he's telling the truth, have a dog come out. If they start to lead us somewhere, we might have something. If they say there's nothing in the tool shed.
He was leading us to believe that she was still currently inside.
Alive and fine.
Just banging somebody.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then she had it wrapped around her neck. I don't know, but there's blood on the pillow. Looks like somebody.
Cord still on her neck when you.
Yeah, so I took it off and I started CPR. She's warm, but she ain't gonna make it. I will tell you, that's my opinion on it.
The house is cleared right now. The garage is cleared.
We have zero
I don't wanna go
description.
one-
That side of the house over there on the outside.
No, I'll double check. Let me check on
I don't know if we can both here real quick too.
We don't have him identified yet or anything like that.
All right.
It's easy to get caught up in speculation, and the officers realize that their witness might not be completely reliable, either due to his intoxicated state or the possibility of his involvement. They have to look at all of the possibilities.
If his story is legit, and he's in the basement, if whatever happened with her, and he's saying like somebody took off out the back door.
Okay.
But also, after he said somebody took out the back door, he made contact with her, and that she was fine. After he heard
Yes, and I also asked, was there any other cars in the driveway? And he just kept saying, I don't know. Because if someone's going to come over here for a Tinder date or a hookup, I don't think they walk here unless I came from
And her car's over here.
for one low main.
We haven't ran any cars yet, but
I'll run those.
either she wrapped that around her neck herself, but there's a lot of blood in that pillow. So,
Or he may have done it in his intoxicated state.
because he was making it seem like
Control 92, 128.
that he was with her after that, and he was the last person to see her. What do you think? Because he was saying out here,
He's leaning towards him because he's so gross.
because
He was already aggravated. because he's in such a rage. Part of me is thinking it's him. But once again, some of the stuff I've worked, it could also be somebody who came over for a little piece of ass and started running.
He was saying when we were here, he's like, "Oh, she's still good." She keeps saying, "I don't want to talk to me" or something.
He might have looked in it and thought she was fine. If it wasn't him.
Before he was in shock that he did that, and now he's making up this.
Oh shit.
Who do you have, Neil Howard?
Yes. What'd she say?
We have an extensive history with him.
Neil does have an extensive history in Troy and the surrounding communities, and so does his mother, Norma. Norma was the widow of a former mayor of Troy, Tom Carricker, a beloved community member who passed away just 5 years before. Neil, Tom's stepson, had a number of incidents of domestic violence calls and even a case against him in the previous dozen years. He'd managed to avoid jail time and convictions, but most officers on the local police force at least knew of him if they hadn't specifically dealt with him. They had no choice but to consider him at least a person of interest and to take him away from the scene and down to the police station for further questioning. Local police weren't the only ones with thoughts about Neil, and as they canvassed Norma's neighbors that night, they heard some strange stories.
Hey, I'm sorry to wake you, Mom, sir.
You're fine, don't worry. They go crazy.
I'm Alex. I'm with the police department here. So we unfortunately had an incident over here.
I was wondering.
So, I'm just reaching out to you. Have you heard anything tonight?
No, not until these guys all started barking.
So tonight's been quiet, anything like that?
Yeah.
Do you know who lives there?
Norma Carricker and her son and different relatives are always moving in and out.
So, let's go back recently. Any different relatives, anything like that?
Just her son.
So just her son's been there recently.
Mm-hmm. He's kind of different.
Do you know her son's name?
No.
Have you noticed anything like unusual or anything like that over the last couple days?
He's unusual. He rides the lawnmower down to get the mail. He comes out in what looks like her nightgown. I mean, he's different.
So he comes down and comes out in her nightgown?
Oh yeah. Okay. One day he was out and different things, and yeah, he's.
How long has he been living there?
Oh, a long time. A year.
Okay. Are there a lot of guys coming and going from over there?
Always.
So a lot of dates and stuff?
Oh, just all the time.
Well, like what?
There's
dates?
a black pickup truck with a black camper shell, and I know that's a friend of his.
Did you see that tonight by chance?
Pardon?
Did you see that tonight by chance anytime?
I'm not paying that much attention. A lot of times there's a lot of different headlights coming and going, but no.
Yeah, because I can actually because it's a black Silverado. Yeah, black Silverado.
Single cab,
short bed with a black camper shell.
And it's over there a lot.
And that is I'm not going to say an older gentleman, but he's in like his 50s or so that drives that.
It's a friend of the son's.
Yeah.
Then she has a very good friend. His name is Terry. I don't know Terry's last name.
I think I got Terry's number.
Okay, but that's a friend of Norma's that comes and goes. And it was really kind of funny because 2 weeks ago, all of a sudden, Terry came in, and he's not over there a whole lot. And he used to be before the son moved in. But then Terry came in, and then Terry left, and then the daughters were coming and going. They've all got white SUVs, and there was a lot of commotion all of a sudden. And then sort of like everybody left, and that was it.
As forensics teams began working over the house for any sign of clues, officers and detectives began following up on leads, questioning Norma's other friends and relatives, co-workers, and trying to find any kind of electronic or surveillance evidence of someone coming or going from Norma's house. Two detectives also sat down with Neil in an interview room to see what they could learn from him.
Okay, I'll get you some, okay? Yeah, look at my fucking left hand. I got you. I get you. See the scar from my wrist to my fucking elbow?
Nah, I can't really see it, bud.
Well, I can see it now.
Hang on.
I ain't here to cause no trouble, man. I want to know how my mom is. I'm fine, bro. I ain't no upset piece. I don't want to cause no problem.
I appreciate that.
Man, I seen a girl come out. Listen, she's on that damn computer and it's guys. It's embarrassing to believe it. I'm sorry.
You're okay, but let me see your hands. Make sure you're okay. So, you're alright.
See, I had a...
Oh, I see. Okay.
See, you should not be doing me like that.
I got you. I see you. Okay.
Oh, my fingers all okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a quick couple of pictures of you real quick, okay?
Please.
I'm gonna get a picture of your hands too, okay? But grab a seat so you don't, that way you can sit and chill out.
Neil has some visible injuries on his hands, a small puncture wound or scratch on one finger, a bloodied spot on his lip, and a scrape on his forehead. They may be nothing, or they could be evidence of either his guilt or innocence. Neil spends the hour or so waiting for the detectives to return. It is wearing on him, but it's also giving him time for the adrenaline of the event and for some of the alcohol to burn out of his system before he's questioned.
Hey, Neil. You waking up to talk to me?
Yeah.
You alright? Okay.
A little bamboozled.
Understood. How much have you had to drink? Are you...
No, my mom drinks it.
Okay.
I don't drink it to the bottom. I know better. She lets me get a couple drinks here and there. I'm unemployed. I don't have no income, nothing like that.
Okay.
I work for my sister a little bit. She and her husband. I'm supposed to give her away on Saturday. Supposed to propose to my girlfriend. So 35 years on Saturday.
Okay.
This is crazy.
Yes, it is. So are you sober enough? Are you on anything? You're enough to understand me? Understand what's going on and stuff?
My thing is this in the teeth pulled.
Okay.
They're not healed up yet. I used to talk like this.
Okay. What teeth do you have pulled?
All the front.
On the front? Oh, up
I
top?
get my dentures on Friday.
Okay.
I'm supposed to go to the dentist on Friday, give my sister away at the wedding on Saturday, and propose my old lady at the same time.
Okay.
And I don't know what to tell them. I just want you guys look at the phone. You can go to Tracer 7.
Okay. Well, so hold on a second. I'm going to grab a notepad and stuff as long as you're not intoxicated, you're not under the influence of anything. Okay. Let me grab a notepad and stuff and we'll talk, okay? And then the one thing we'll have to do too, because obviously we don't know what all's going on yet. This isn't your first time around. You understand processes and stuff.
Yeah,
so I'm going to have to...
I also know the law.
So
if I get my call, then you guys are holding me.
No, hang tight with all of that, okay?
Let's be in charge, and this is not right. That's just
none of that's going on right now, okay? We don't know what all's going on right now. So that's So let me grab a notepad. I gotta grab a form because then obviously because we don't know what's going on. Just for your own protection and the process of paperwork and stuff.
Listen to me, no, that's very
Hold on, but before I can listen to you for everything, I gotta have you sign your rights that you're telling me all this stuff, so I know what to do and what to go look at. Okay? You know that stuff. You know I have to do that, and then you can tell me all of it.
My father, man. You know, I've been through the same thing with my father.
Been through what?
Look, if I know what I'm doing, then look. This is ridiculous. Second time this happened.
Second time what happened?
What you guys are doing right now.
Let me read you your rights, sign it, and you can tell me all this, okay? I have to do that. You can tell me all
you're
that.
talking to my lawyer, I'm going to say.
Yeah, absolutely. You have
I walk out of here.
You have the absolute right for every bit of that. But if you want to help us with what's going on,
I told you guys, go in this server and check her phone.
We will do that. We're working toward all of that. But obviously I have to, before I can talk to you and you tell me all that stuff, I have to do my process. You know that.
And
right?
You're thinking of letting me walk out of here and this is wrong in every which way.
No, we don't know what's going on yet, bud.
I'm trying to tell you.
I have
my rights tell me I can walk out right now.
I have to be able to read you your rights first, okay?
But I know.
So let's take care of all of that stuff, okay? I understand
My
that.
rights over.
Nobody's asking you to sign your rights over. I'm asking you to acknowledge your rights. That's it. Okay?
You just said, let me get the paperwork, let me let you sign.
Yeah,
when I did
that's
this
just an
before,
acknowledging rights. That's it.
everybody got fired, alright? You can look it up, man. And it was acknowledged that I was I signed my rights for my mother, what happened there. I'm telling you guys, you can take me on record of what I've said. I don't have to sign anything.
No, absolutely, you do not. You don't have to sign anything, but I still have to read it to you.
That's fine.
Okay?
I'm willing to cooperate.
And that's all we're doing.
When I called the law, I didn't expect to get jerked around like that, and this and that and the other.
They didn't know what was going on, Neil. That's why I got you here. That's why I got you a bottle of water. That's why I'm trying to find out what's going on.
Where is Coins at?
Oh, he retired a long time ago.
Really?
Yeah.
He always treated me fair.
Sure. I'm not going to do anything
Not
different
like
than
this,
that.
but that is the mayor's self house.
I know.
All right, and they had an agreement with them. She had to wait so long to let guys come over and have sex with her. Yeah, whatever they're doing up there, man. We warned her that it was trouble.
Neil is still pretty intoxicated, and he would later explain that he had been drinking throughout the day before, mixing vodka and Kool-Aid. He would explain that Norma also drank heavily throughout the day, even while she was working at either of her jobs as a waitress. They allow him another hour and a half of waiting in the room before returning to question him again.
Sir? All right, please tell us.
This evening was said that she called me, usually expect her about 8:30. She got a new job in St. Jacob, the Rooster, she calls him.
Who did?
My mother.
Okay, she got a job at the Rooster? Okay. That was about 8:30?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she usually calls and asks me if I want something on the way home to eat. And she says she's gonna have company. And says that don't gotta clean the whole kitchen, just spruce up the kitchen. It's gonna be a while. I'm gonna drop my car off first, I got a headlight on the car. And I said, okay. You bring company home? She goes, just don't take all them clothes off the kitchen table and throw them in the laundry room. And you'll see that's what it is. She goes and put a new smell good thing in the dog and put it on the counter. There's a wiener dog. She got a wiener dog.
Mm-hmm.
The wiener dog's incense thing.
Like a little candle melt thing?
One of them things. And she had the candle melt thing there. And I wiped off the Kool-Aid off the counter. Put the thing and the dog on the counter and grabbed all the clothes and threw them in the laundry room. And I went downstairs because the dog don't bark. I went downstairs and I could hear the car out front. I guess she jumped in his car and left hers. I didn't get to see anything. I wanted to go up there just to, make my presence known, but I was scared. It's the only place I got to go.
Right.
I'm moving out on Friday. And then I didn't hear nobody at all. I could just hear the car pull up in the car door. So I didn't go back up. That was it. So then when I'm laying there in bed, I keep earplugs next to bed. I don't make a peep. I don't want to go up there with our presence known, but my mom will threaten to call the cops, even if I'm out of line. If I'm out of line, if I disobey, if I don't take trash out to the curb on time, whatever. And I put my earplugs in, and I could hear the banging, bang, 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 the headboard. So right there above the bed. and my mom making all kinds of ruckus.
Detectives Newcomb and Hayes try to establish some kind of solid timeline to whatever led up to Norma's death. They try to get Neil to reconstruct the evening for them.
What time was that? Do you remember when you went to spruce up the kitchen?
No, as soon as she called me, about 8:30.
Okay. And what time did you hear the car?
About 9:30.
About 9:30?
About 8:40 when she called me. This is later than usual. And then she says...
So was she at the rooster? Did she already start the job, or...?
Yeah, she was already getting on.
Oh, okay, so she's getting off work from the rooster.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she usually called me before that because she got a headlight on her car. And that's, when she goes the back road to come from the rooster to her house. And she said, I'm going to park my car at the house and I'm going to jump in the car with him. So I'm going to get pulled over. And I knew she had the headlight on.
Okay. Which car's hers?
Made sense. The Ford.
The red car?
Yeah.
That's parked right here at the back of the house?
Police would be able to verify these times that Neil had given them by checking with the security cameras at Norma's evening job at the Lucky Rooster Pub and Eatery in nearby St. Jacob, Illinois. Exterior cameras would catch a glimpse of her Ford Escape being followed closely by a Ford Mustang. A friend of Norma's would verify later in a police interview that the man following her was one she had met through the Plenty of Fish app and had planned to take him home that night. The two vehicles would come back to Norma's house where she would leave her car parked in the driveway. A nearby speed camera would catch a shot of the Mustang leaving the Silver Creek area heading to the Timeout bar. The two would spend the next hour or so at Timeout, first going into the bar where it was obvious that Norma knew some of the patrons. Norma orders a mixed drink, and the man later identified as James Carter from St. Louis ordered a beer. After a few minutes, the two head out onto the outdoor patio to talk for a while, and then they return inside, sitting close together at a table. They seem utterly at home and comfortable with each other, chatting, laughing, touching now and then. Norma gets up and apparently heads to the restroom as James goes and watches an individual play video games while he waits. The two leave together and head back to her home. Timestamps from the security videos would match well with everything that Neil had told the police up to this point. The kitchen in the home showed quite a few signs of mess and a few signs of sprucing up that Neil claimed to have done at his mom's request before she came home with her date. The laundry room did have some clothes within, as he suggested. A look into the basement did show not only how Neil had been living, but that there were earplugs on his nightstand, and he said he had been using them. A large jug on his nightstand also held a sizable amount of vodka and Kool-Aid that he had been drinking all day. A similar concoction and an open vodka bottle were found upstairs on the kitchen counter. Investigators are still combing the crime scene looking for anything that would add to what they've been told. In the bedroom, there are blood stains on the mattress and Norma's pillow, along with blood stains on the bungee cord that had been wrapped around her neck. The blood, however faint, on the very end of the bungee cord hook would raise questions for the investigators in light of a small puncture wound at approximately the same size on Neil's hand. In addition, a full and intact painted fingernail was found on Norma's bed, presumably lost during the struggle. Neil would be talked to again. At this point, he's still being held in that limbo state between being a suspect and being a witness. Officers have about 48 hours to make that decision on his status. Can they clear him, or can evidence be found to bring him into focus as the possible perpetrator of the crime? They apply a gentle bit of pressure and reassurance to see how he'll react. He's already told the story again, sticking to the main points that he said much earlier.
We will not leave any stone unturned, I can assure you
I
of
feel
that.
like I'm in so much trouble and I didn't do nothing.
Nobody said you're in any trouble. Nobody said you're in any trouble. Nobody did.
Why am I here? Why did I get roughed around the way I did? Why am I in the cell?
Neil, here's something you got to understand. When we get a call like that,
I called.
I know.
The dog was whining in there. And then I heard somebody leave.
I got you. And again, I don't know any of that. And I know that you wanted to tell me all of that, and I don't know any of that because I just got here to work. So I'm here fresh, and they told me that you were hungry, and I said, well, let's get his medication, let's get him taken care of. So this is just one of those things where I wanted to make sure that you got squared away. And when you started talking to me, you know more than I do.
No.
And so, why you were taken in handcuffs, what I can tell you is that we just have one shot. We just have one shot, and we just want to make sure that we cover our bases, and that's all it is. That's all it is. Do you want me to leave?
I like to keep not talking to my sister.
Okay, let me go ask the lieutenant if I can make that happen, okay?
Yeah.
All right, hang in there, okay?
Part of that one shot was making sure that full DNA samples were taken from Norma's body, the murder weapon, and the surrounding room and bedclothes. In addition, the broken nail was analyzed and scrapings were taken from under her remaining fingernails in hopes of finding some skin from the assailant that she may have scratched off in the struggle. In the meantime, detectives also spoke with members of his family, in particular his half-sister Jenny.
What about Neil?
Honestly, I haven't really had a relationship with Neil in years.
Okay.
Because of his bullshit, his drinking and drugging, and me and my husband cared for his kids. We basically raised his kids. His kids lived with us until they were adults. So there was a lot of animosity and stuff from him.
Because he want to roll in and try to act like a parent.
Right.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. And I back in November, whenever I talked to my mom in the hospital, I told her that she needs to get him out of there because...
And then they hit a very big wrinkle into who Neil had been, something that cast a harsher light on the man and his past.
Listen, you know if him and Norma were getting along, if they fought, if they argued? I know there was an incident in Texas with him and his father, or he was implicated in killing his father, correct? Do you know anything more about that?
I mean, we have two different dads.
Right.
So, I remember that. I remember going through that. I know it was in 2005.
Do you know where in Texas?
Mesquite, Texas.
A deep dive into the records from Mesquite, Texas, a suburb east of Dallas, showed that in 2005, Neil had been taken into custody in connection with the shooting death of his father, George Howard. Police arriving at the scene said Neil had been found sitting outside of the house, his head hanging down, and he said he shot his father in self-defense. His story was that his father had threatened him with the gun, fired a single shot inside the house at the floor, and then pointed it at Neil. The two had struggled for the gun, his son begging him to put it down, and then it went off, mortally wounding the man. A grand jury would find that self-defense would probably be found in this case, and they were unable to return a true bill of indictment against him for prosecution. Norma's co-worker and friend would also touch on this incident when discussing the rocky relationship the woman had with her own son.
What about a relationship with her son?
Her son? Rocky, as all could be.
Okay.
I mean, she's always coming in complaining. He's a drunk. I guess he smokes crack in her basement. She can't stand it. He shot and killed her first husband, which was his dad. And she said he got out playing a mental card. And then she told me that he just got on disability and he faked it because he knew he had to act crazy to get it. So she said he was at the kitchen table flipping out saying, "I killed my dad, I killed my dad." And she said that they got in an argument the other day because...
Do you mean you're okay?
Oh, no, she's fine. Because Andrea was trying to send her money. Cash App was down or something, so they sent it to the son. And he fought with her and argued, it's my money, and she said, no, it's my money and you're going to give it to me. Well, finally they got into it and she said, you best get downstairs and you better get downstairs now. And she said...
That was just the other day?
She said that, He normally stays down in the basement, and she tells me he's the type where if she don't hear from him for a couple days, she'll bring her phone down with her, being prepared to call, because I guess he's an alcoholic. He drinks like gallons of vodka and beer a day. So she's always expecting to find him dead down there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Do you know what Norma did with the money?
With the money?
From the other day that her daughter sent?
No, I don't. I don't know what she used it for. I don't know what she did with it.
Okay. Do you know if Norma drank?
Norma does. And she hides it from Terry.
Okay.
And that's a daily thing.
I think she's gonna try to hide it from everybody.
Yes,
So.
her daughter and everything. Yeah, Andrea.
What about, do you know Norma ever used drugs?
No.
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 Okay.
No, she don't. She is very keen on that, and she will voice it very loudly.
Things were looking bad for Neil. He was there at the time of the murder, so he had the opportunity. He had the means to do it, as matching bungee cords to the one found around Norma's neck had been found in the home's garage. And potentially the most damning, a pair of surgical gloves were found in a trash can in the basement, ones that had suspicious staining and a tear on one of the fingers. It also became evident that even though there were security cameras all over the house, inside and out, none of them seemed to be working. Neil said that he had no idea how long they had been out. But what of the man who had been on the date with Norma? Neil said that he heard the two come in, they had rough sex upstairs, and then the door slid shut upstairs along with his mom asking the man to stay and not leave. Surely he was a prime suspect. Well, it turns out that the same traffic camera that pictured the man's Mustang heading to Norma's also videotaped it leaving her home at 11:03 p.m. And even after the man was located in St. Louis and eventually provided a DNA sample, he was ruled out as a suspect. While his DNA was found under Norma's fingernails and no one else's, it was decided that that could have happened during their sexual encounter. There were also trace amounts of his DNA on the bungee cord along with Norma's and Neil's, but it was determined that it could have been incidentally picked up from being on her body rather than being involved with the murder weapon. In addition, it could be verified that he left the scene some 2.5 hours or more before Neil ever called 911. Coroner findings of her time of death, the traffic video timestamp, and his cell phone tracking data would rule the man out as a suspect. Curiously, during the investigation, a video turned up made by Neil himself, filmed in the basement of his mother's home. The date the video was made was not given, but the subject matter would be chilling, especially in light of what had happened on the night of September 13th. We include it here in its entirety, unedited.
The nigga said it was so good make you slap your own mama. Somebody better come over here before that happens. Barbecue so good make you want to slap your mom. I'm gonna kill the motherfucker.
In the end, Neil would be charged with murder in the death of his mother, Norma Carricker. It would take nearly 2 years before he would stand trial. He would spend that entire time in jail, unable to make the $3 million bond that had been set for him. The trial would go on for an entire week before it was sent to the jury for a decision. They deliberated for just 3 hours, rendering a verdict of guilty. Prosecutors would ask for a 45-year sentence for the man, considering his history of violence, particularly to women. But Judge Amy Mayer chose instead to levy a sentence of 30 years with no chance of parole during that time. He would be 76 years old before he would have a chance at seeing freedom again. His defense attorneys have said they will most likely file an appeal for that decision. We would like to extend our deepest sympathies to the family and loved ones of Norma Carricker, a beloved mother, grandmother, and part of the community of Troy, Illinois.